Sometimes it's difficult to follow the Nashville Predators in the Tri-Cities. Uh, Games aren't carried on the radio. Spotty TV, spotty print coverage, and a lot of times, the Tennessean, for instance, they want you to pay for what they put on the internet. Where do you go? I like to go to ontheforecheck.com, which I think has tremendous coverage of the Predators, as well as really a great look at the National Hockey League from the Predators' perspective. And the guy that runs the site is our frequent contributor, Alex Daugherty. And disappointing game, obviously, 5-1 loss to the Winnipeg Jets last night. Jets will be going on to play the Vegas Golden Knights for the right to play for Lord Stanley's Cup. It obviously is a difficult season. It's a season of unmet expectations. But just your take on last night's game, the 5-1 defeat. I know you weren't very optimistic going into the sixth game about the Predators' chances, but had that changed for Game 7?
I think going into Game 7, you kind of throw everything out the window from the previous parts of the series and think, there's a lot of opportunity to win, even though you've wasted some opportunities previously. I mean, they were up 3-0 in Game 3 on the road, and then they blew that, and then they had a chance to close it out, or not close it out, but get close to closing it out at home in Game 5, and they couldn't do that either. So I think going into Game 7, you think that there's really anything that could happen. I'll be honest, I did not expect the results to go the way that it did. I thought, it would be with it being such a close score, for most of the game up until about 2 minutes left in the second period, I thought the Predators would be able to battle through. That second period killed them. I mean, the second period was completely dominated by the Jets, and to me, that was where the game was lost. They had a power play to start off. They had just scored previously at the end of the first, and they had all the chances in the world to try to get something going, and the Jets just allowed nothing. I mean, the Predators could not get anything on Hellebuck in that second period. And then they, like I said, at the end of the second, they got that third goal, and that was pretty much all they needed. I mean, that was all that the Predators could muster nothing on them.
Yeah, the Predators actually outshot the Jets 37-24 in the game, but I got to tell you where I thought this game was lost. And I know nobody is really criticizing the move, but I just don't believe you take out Pekka Rinne, as bad as those goals were that he allowed, especially after he was the girl that brought you to the dance, so to speak, especially after the shutout in Game 6. It looked like a panic move to me. It looked like to me that you were making this statement that, oh my goodness, with 50 minutes left, I've got to hit the panic button. No goalie had ever been taken out of a Game 7 in Stanley Cup playoff history that soon. It was a very unorthodox move, and frankly, Soros wasn't going to take this team to the Cup. And now you've got all these questions about Pekka Rinne, who might just be the best goalie in the league, despite 2 bad goals. Look, that's the way I look at it. I'm not yanking my Cy Young Award winner if he hangs curveballs to the 3 and 4 hitters in the 7th game of the World Series and suddenly turning it over to my long reliever. What did you think of the move? Because I really was critical. I thought it was a panic move.
I thought it was perfectly fine. I didn't have a problem with it at all.
I don't know how Lavia...
A couple reasons, and I think here's a couple things happening here. First of all, you say Soros is not a long reliever. He is the future of goaltending in this team. He is a good goaltender. He's 23 years old. He's played in Stanley Cup games already in his young career, and I think that he was fine. I think I don't think there's anything that he did in the rest of the game that indicated he wasn't ready for that. It was everything that kind of crumbled apart for that game had to do with the entire rest of the team. Pekka Rinne wasn't going to go down and score any goals the rest of that game. On top of that, I think Rinne very early on clearly did not have it, and Laviolette knows exactly when Rinne does not have it, and I think it was a perfectly fine move. That first goal I was surprised when it happened. I kind of didn't think he would do it that early. But I'll tell you this. 2 years ago in San Jose, Game 7, he didn't pull Pecorine until the third period. By that time, it was 5-0. And you're not coming back from 5-0 in the third period, that's for sure. So,
well, I don't.
I think he maybe drew on what he saw. And by he, I'm talking about Laviolette. I think he drew on what he knew. Usually, how things usually go with Rene when he doesn't have it early. It's you better get him quick because it can get out of control quickly.
Well, I want to ask: does Rene have a future then with the team? Because I mean, to me, this move says to me, I don't have the confidence in this goalie who could very well win the Vezina Trophy to win the Stanley Cup. That's what this move says to me. And let's face it, even if the Predators had come back, there would be this Soros or Rene from here on out that, like a quarterback controversy. Can Rene stay with the team?
Well, having watched this team for so many years, and especially under Laviolette, I think if they somehow pulled it off and they got a Game 7 win and Soros was in net, Pecorine would be the Game 1 starter in the Western Conference Finals. No question about it. I don't think wouldn't even come up.
But would there be the confidence in him, even with the team and with the fan base? That's the question.
I think there would be pretty high confidence. I think in the locker room after the game, PK Subban, Roman Josi, the coach obviously, all said that Pecorine is the rock of this team. He is the foundation. He's the best player, he's the backbone of the team. But they also said, yeah, he didn't play well in the beginning, and Rene admitted that too. The confidence is there. I mean, he's got 1 year remaining on his contract, and he'll be a Predator, barring some sort of crazy trade, which some people think will happen. I don't, but he will be the starter next year. He'll get the majority of the starts next year, and then go into a unrestricted free agency. But no, I don't think it's a confidence thing. I think he recognized early on in the first 10 minutes that Rene didn't have it, and he knew what he had in Soros as well. So.
Alex, I just got to say, it's one thing to say I have confidence, but I don't buy it when you make the move that says I don't have confidence in you.
So last year in the Stanley Cup Final, Rene gives up 5 goals. What was it in Game 4? There was zero conversation about not starting him in Game 5 when they came back home, and he started. I'm sorry, I got my number. Game 2 is when he gave up the 5 goals. In Game 3, when they came back home, Pecorine started. No question about it. He played great.
But you see,
watching the team over these past few years, that is how they operate. I'm telling you how the team operates. They have more confidence in Pecorine than I think any team has in their goaltender, including the Pittsburgh Penguins with Marc-Andre Fleury when they had him, including Montreal Canadiens with Carey Price. Like, they have the most confidence in any goalie I think I've ever seen. It's pretty remarkable.
I think if he had the most confidence he ever seen, he wouldn't have been pulled 10 minutes in. I'd given the quickest hook in Game 7 history. I mean, to me, it was...
He's been pulled before. I mean,
and with every subsequential one, that means a little less confidence. I mean, I'll be honest, I looked at it as Tikhonov pulling Tretiak in the 80 Olympics.
Okay, I mean, I
First period? Come on. I mean,
yeah.
After a bad goal, and it sent a message at that point that, we've got to do something drastic to come back with 50 minutes left.
And what happened with the rest of the game? They shortly thereafter they scored a goal. They went up. They got it.
And there was almost
the second period is where they lost the game. The second period is absolutely where they lost the game. They got outshot 12-4 in the second period and had plenty of chances to go down and try to get a goal. The Jets just parked the bus and did not let anything in.
To me, it was that goal that made it 2-1. Was almost like I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, yeah, fine. And then, like you said, the second period, there wasn't any momentum from a goal that put them back into the game. And I hate to, cut you off here because I know the points you're making, but I'm right up against a hard break. This is one of the problems with sports talk radio. I mean, so forgive me, but I got 20 seconds left. But I just, I'll see where it comes from here. And I don't know, do you want to stay through the break? Would you like to talk a little bit more?
Sure.
Okay, we'll do that, and we'll ask where the Predators go from here with Alex Daugherty after this.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.